In the last video, we had this underexposed raw file and I showed you 3 different alternatives for making a start on that edit. But it was the geometry of this wonky lighthouse that was really giving us issues. So in this video, the second part of our edit, let's look at some solutions to fixing that geometry when the normal approaches might not work. Okay, let's dive into it. So let's start on a new version, but for this one, I'm going to borrow the adjustments from the develop settings that we did before, and I'm going to paste them over the top of this photo. So now we have that initial develop, and we'll jump into the edit section. Now I just want to show you something before we get on to correcting the geometry there. What we could do is actually do a kind of hybrid version of these two effects. Partly use the develop raw that we set up, but also add in some of that accent AI. So we're not just limited to one or the other, we can actually have a little bit of both. So there you go. See, if we put in accent AI all the way to 100, it's too much, but you know, we can just put a little bit of that in, and now we've got some of that develop raw, some of accent AI. This is before and this is after. So now what can we do about this wonky lighthouse? Well, that's not actually our only geometric problem. We also have a misaligned horizon line as well. So what are our options? Well, we can come into the crop section and we can use the horizontal alignment tool. But if we click that, you can see that rather than correcting for the horizon, which we know the water should be nice and straight, it's actually gone the other way. I just don't think there's enough water in the scene for Luminar Neo to make that adjustment. So instead, I've just grabbed at the outside of the crop tool, and as I move my mouse up and down, I'm actually twisting that until I can see the grid matches the horizon line there. And once I'm happy, we can apply that crop. Within the develop tool, you'll remember from part 1, we have the transform options, and that allows us to grab the vertical slider and move that, and we can straighten up the verticals in our frame. We also have the horizontal slider that allows us to correct for the horizontal as well. But as you will also recall, neither of those options were working. So instead, what I'm going to do is actually duplicate this layer, and I'm going to manipulate the geometry of the lighthouse itself and then reintroduce that over the original photo. But for me to actually see what I'm doing, I'm going to reduce the opacity of this layer. And now if I move it, you'll see that yes, we definitely have a new layer sitting on top of the original. And just by doing that, that's going to allow me to actually check my alignment. And I'm just going to rotate this until we actually make our lighthouse nice and straight. And if you're not sure what straight is because you're a little confused by what's going on in the scene, a nice little tip is just to take this over to the edge of the frame, and then we can use where the edge of the photo meets the boundary of the software to tell us what is exactly straight. And then we can just rotate a little more if we feel it needs that. And we could still use the transform tools if we want to. So we could take the aspect tool and start pushing that to the right, and that will actually stretch out that lighthouse, because I just feel that the version that I've captured in camera, it's just a little bit squat. The lighthouse was actually taller than it appeared in the frame. So I'm just going to bring that up, and I think that is a much better representation. So now we have the lighthouse as I want it to look. What we can do is come back to the layer properties, and that allows us to click on the layer and move it over. And I'm going to match up the bottom left-hand corner of the new lighthouse with the original one just down here. And if you're not sure, you can just zoom in, and I'm using the scroll wheel on my mouse to do that. And I just want to really make sure that those two lines at the bottom edge intersect. And now what that's going to allow me to do is paint in the new version over the top with a mask. So if we put the opacity of this layer all the way to 100, we can see that our lighthouse is nice and straight. However, the rest of the photo is now wonky. But not a problem, because all we want to do is mask in and reveal only the lighthouse, and we can feather it so that it looks good. So I'm going to come to the masking. You might think that, oh, well, let's just grab the object selection and go directly for the lighthouse, which we could do. And thank you very much, Luminar Neo, for giving us that quick and easy mask. However, I actually think we need to be a little better than that, and the brush is actually going to be a better option for us in this case. So we'll crank the strength to 100 so that we can be confident that we are definitely getting rid of everything on the underlying layer and only revealing the new lighthouse. Now, the fact that the grass dips away with that angle of the lighthouse that we created, I'm not worried about that. The angle of the grass over on this right-hand side isn't the issue for me. It's the fact that we have a nice straight lighthouse that I'm worried about. You can see here that there's just a little bit of bleed where the mask isn't precise over the grass here, but that's fine. I can come to the erase mode and just take away that little bit of grass. And there you go, we have a nice straight lighthouse which is much more geometrically correct to our eye, and that's what we want. So before we go on to the next step, which will be giving this image more of an early morning vibe just by shifting those colors around, I'd just like to say this is the first time that I've run a series of videos like this rather than putting it all into one single video. So please let me know in the comments, do you like the way I'm breaking this up into bite-sized pieces, or do you prefer those all-in-one masterclass videos that often run sort of 30-35 minutes? Please let me know. But going back to this image, before we can do any more editing to this, what we need to do is actually merge those layers down. So let me show you how we do that at the moment. And I say at the moment because currently there is no merge layers facility in Luminar Neo. Help me out because I am petitioning to Skylum to actually add that feature. So please write in the comments, please add merge layers, Skylum, just so that we can get some weight to this argument. But the current solution is we need to come to catalog, we need to right click, and we need to export this photo. And as long as we export this as a TIFF with 16 bits of depth, and ideally the Adobe RGB color space, our future edit will know no different to where we were here. We're not going to lose any quality whatsoever. We hit export, and now we have a new version of the photo which actually looks identical to the edited version, but this is now a flattened version that we are free to edit with any tool, and it's not going to affect the layers individually, it's going to affect the photo as a whole. So just as demonstration, if I grab Structure AI, you can see that it is indeed affecting the whole photo. Right, that was part 2. Join me in part 3, which is appearing right there, where we'll put the finishing touches onto that photo. I'll see you in that one. What are you waiting for? Click that, go there, I'll see you there. Bye bye for now. Click it.